Hi everyone, welcome another week to our Spanish live lessons. The topic for this week is going to be Spanish internet slang. So slightly more casual than our other lessons, more like grammar focused. So I hope that you're looking forward to it. We are gonna wait for a few minutes before starting for more people to join us over on YouTube and Facebook. As I always say, if there's something that you don't understand throughout the lesson, if there's any question that you might have, make sure to leave the comments, and I'll be reading them throughout the lesson, and I'll try to answer your questions. I hope that you can kind of read all that I've noted here on the whiteboard. I know that it's very compact. But yeah, let me know if you don't understand anything. You can ask me on the comments below, and I'll try to spell it for you or something. So thank you everyone for joining. I see that we have already some people from Congo, Brazil, Canada, Perth, North Carolina, also from Germany. Ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you everyone for joining us. And Cody is asking the earthquake in Japan. To be honest, I haven't felt it. And my mother wrote me this morning, like a bit worried if I had felt it, but no. So yeah, I'm fine. Daniel also. Sí, feliz de que estéis aquí conmigo. Muchas gracias. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us and from joining me from every part of the world. I don't know what time it is like for you all over there. Also from Australia and China. Wow, it's really like from every part of the world. I hope that you're looking forward to today's lesson. Florida, Estonia, wow. As I mentioned before, today we're gonna talk about Spanish internet slang. So, yeah, I hope that you're looking forward to that. And before starting with today's lesson, I wanted to remind you that we have prepared some PDF cheat sheets for you so that you can keep studying Spanish throughout all the lessons. So we have divided this in different topics so that it's a lot easier for you just to focus on one topic and learn a lot of vocabulary and phrases related to that. To get access to them, all you have to do is click on the link on the description below and sign up for a free lifetime account, and you can have access to all of them. Like here we have, for example, Eat Tapas Like a Champ. You have like all the traditional tapas we get at bars in Spain, so very useful if you're planning maybe to go to Spain in the near future. Very important to know like the food we have there. So, wow, US, Brazil, Iran, the Philippines, Russia, wow, Trinidad and Tobago, Philippines, Warren, thank you for joining, wow. So yeah, as I mentioned before, today we are gonna talk about Spanish internet slang. And before starting, I wanted to show you this box here. I don't know if you can see it correctly. I'm not gonna read it now because I want you to try to think what this means, and then after all that we are gonna learn today, I hope that you can tell me what this means. So yeah, for now, just take a look at these letters that doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense, right? And then we are gonna see like little by little what they mean. So first, we are gonna start like just briefly mentioning what is internet slang. So this internet slang, or also internet talk, is all this language that appeared after the internet boom, we could say. So yeah, all these terms and expressions. For me especially, they start like, I remember using it more often when I had like my first mobile phone. I don't know if you remember, like to write SMS, like you were charged, like depending on the number of characters that your message had. So like I was always like trying to like abbreviate everything so that I wouldn't be charged like 2 messages instead of 1. I don't know if you had the same in your country or not. I guess it worked the same way, right, for everyone. So that's when I used it the most often. Then yeah, of course, like Messenger and all that, it's a lot quicker to write with all these abbreviations. But to be honest, just a personal opinion, I'm not such a big fan of writing this way. I still prefer to write all the letters, to write properly, even if it's on the internet. But yeah, I mean, if you're in a rush, of course, like, and there are some expressions that even if you are used to writing everything, they are very common, so you just, normally like introduce 1 or 2 of them in your messages. So yeah, that's what we are gonna see today. So in case that you come across some of these in maybe Spanish forums, or if a friend of yours sends you a text message with some of them, you can understand it from now on. So also I wanted to mention that of course we have these Spanish abbreviations from Spanish, but since globalization, right, like we now like have access to all these websites in English and series and everything. Like, we have taken a lot of expressions that are used in English, and we have in a way made them ours, and we also use sometimes expressions like LOL, BRB, TXT, OMG, TFTI, LMAO, and all these expressions. We also use them. So now, like, getting more specific into Spanish internet slang. The characteristics is that, one, we are abbreviating the words and phrases, and the other one is that we normally do that, but just keeping the consonants and keeping some of the vowels, but not all of them. Like, the ones we think that can be inferred from the rest of the letters, we take them out. So that's the way we do it. But now, like, after a while, we are gonna see a lot of examples, so you are gonna be able to understand it a little bit better. I also wanted to say that there are no official way of abbreviating these words. There are no rules. There's no dictionary of abbreviations, so you could use them, but there are many versions of them. Like, and some people might use some people might use them in another way. So it's not something that you can really like study very seriously and expect to understand all the abbreviations that there is, because it's also something that is constantly changing over time. And maybe some expressions that I used to use some years ago, now the younger people don't use it anymore, or they are using new ones that I'm not aware of. So be mindful of that. So finally we are gonna start with some actual examples for this. So first, we're gonna see some expressions that use the first letter of each word. So they are phrases that are composed of 2, 3, or more words. And what you do is just take the first letter of each of these words and you create a new word. So it's kind of the same as LOL, laughing out loud, right? You just take the L, the O, the L, and create a new word. So we do the same in Spanish, and now I'm gonna give you some examples of that. So here we have NTP. NTP. Again, I hope that you can see the whiteboard. I know that everything is so small. Sorry if there's anything, like I said, that you cannot see, like, you can leave a comment below and I'll repeat it for you. So NTP, no te preocupes. No te preocupes. So here we take the NTP. And no te preocupes means no worries. no worries. So NTP, no te preocupes. So as you can see, a lot shorter than writing no te preocupes. The next one is NPN. NPN. And that means no pasa nada. No pasa nada. So again, we take NPN. So NPN, no pasa nada. And that means, well, if we translate it literally into English, it would be nothing is happening. But, well, what it really means, everything is all right. It would be the right translation. Everything is all right. So NPN, NPN, no pasa nada. The third example we have is MDI. MDI. I feel this is a good opportunity also to practice how we say letters in Spanish. So yeah, I'm gonna also say in Spanish MDI. MDI. And that's me da igual. Me da igual. So MDI. If we translate it literally, it's the same to me, but, well, we could translate it also as it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. MDI. The next one is PTI. PTI. So PTI. And what it means is para tu información. Para tu información. PTI. For your information. It means for your information. PTI. And the last one from this group is TQM. TQM. Or we also say TKM. TKM. TQM. TQM o TKM. TKM. And that stands for Te quiero mucho. Te quiero mucho. So TQM. And that means I love you. So yeah, that's one we use, yeah, kind of often. It's very common to say that when you're like saying goodbye to someone, or, well, whatever. It's quite often. And, well, you could see that here we've given you two options, right? One with a Q and one with a K. And that's because it's the same sound in Spanish. So when we are like writing with this internet slang, a lot of people just interchangeably use the K for a Q. And we are gonna see now next to me some other examples of these words that are written with either K or Q. So here, we've already seen this in the Te quiero mucho, TQM, and that's quiero. Quiero. So you see that we have changed the Q and U for a K. So it sounds the same in Spanish, and that's, yeah, why we do it when why we do it when we want to write like something a bit shorter. And what that means is want. So I want. Another example is the word for here. That's aquí. 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 So again, we change this Q, U for a K. So aquí. Aquí, but with a K. Then, for the word why, por qué, in Spanish, what we do is, well, you know, que can be substituted for K, because the sound of the K in Spanish is que. So we can either put a Q or a K. But here for the first word, por, what we do is to substitute it for an x. Why? Because the x is the sign we use for multiplications, right? Like the mathematical operation. And in Spanish we say por. So when we, for example, this, like 2 multiplied by 2 in Spanish is dos por dos. Dos por dos. So that's why we substitute the word por for an x. So here we have xq, porque, xk, it's also porque, or x por. That also, it's a way of abbreviating. It also means why. So I'm reading your comments now about querer and amar. Yeah, that's a difficult. Amar is a bit more deep, I would say, but still you can say, yeah, te quiero to a loved one, like Eric also answered in the comments. So yeah, like continuing with the X and Q examples, we have now for the word please. So please in Spanish is por favor. Por favor. The way we abbreviate this in Spanish is, again, we have here por, right? We've seen before in porque that we substitute it for an X, por. And then what we do is, instead of saying favor, we just say fa, porfa. So you can read this, porfa. But we also say it in spoken Spanish, so it's not only in written Spanish that we abbreviate it. Like when we are talking to friends, we want to say please, like we also say porfa, porfa. It's sounds a bit maybe, yeah, cute, childish, but we use it. It's common. So yeah, we have porfa. And then we have, like, when you want to ask, like, for what, that would be para qué. Para qué in Spanish. Para qué. And this para word, for, the way we abbreviate it in Spanish is with a X and an A. It would be like por a para is the way we've done it. So you could either say XA para, or XA and then again que. You can substitute it for a Q or also for a K. So para, or para qué. It would be like for what. Andreas says that he's seen porfi. Yeah, porfi also we say that. That sounds even more childish, cuter than porfa. It's like porfi. But yeah, we also use it, like don't use it in a formal context when you're talking to your boss or to someone, yeah, in a serious situation. But of course with friends, yeah, we use it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you about these KQ words. Before continuing with the next examples, I wanted to remind you that we have prepared all these PDF cheat sheets that you can download by clicking on the link on the description below us and signing up for a free lifetime account. There's one sheet called Talking Online, and there you get a lot of vocabulary and phrases that, well, it's all related, of course, to the internet. So I think that it would be a good idea to take a look at that PDF and try to learn all the vocabulary and phrases that are taught there. So yeah, I would invite you to do that. So now let's continue with the next set of words. For this one, it's a bit random. We are just taking random parts of the words. For some of them, as I mentioned before, what we are doing is dropping out some of the vowels and just keeping the consonants. So I'm gonna give you now some examples for that. A very common one that means what's up. What's up? In Spanish, is ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? So the way we abbreviate it is, again, we have here que. We have learned, right, with all these examples that we abbreviate like Q. We could also put a K instead, as we mentioned. And for tal, the next word, tal, what we do is just drop the A, because you can kind of infer already from the T and the L that that's what you mean. So yeah, it turns into this. Q and then space TL. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? What's up? Then the next one, for the word estoy, estoy is means I am. So the verb in the first person singular for the verb form on the first person singular of the verb to be, estar. So yeah, the right way to say it would be estoy, but what we do is just we take out this es and just say toy, toy. And well, a funny thing is that we also use it like when we are speaking, especially in the southern part of Spain. I don't know if you know about this, but we abbreviate a lot some words, especially those syllables that have like S's in them. I'm from the southern part of Spain, so yeah, that's what we do. So yeah, some people, toy, say something like toy, so even in spoken Spanish, like you could sometimes hear something like that. Then the next example is, well, in English it would be it's alright. In Spanish, está bien. Está bien. So for está bien, what we do, again, we take out the es and we are left with ta, 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 ta. And then for bien, bien, alright, bien, we just keep the B. Like, we don't need all the rest of the word. Yeah, we have, so at the end we have ta and B, ta bien. So the B stands for bien. And just with this, we understand what you want to say. So yeah, ta bien. Next we have también. También. También means also in Spanish. So what we do is take the T here and the B here. We put them together. Yeah, we have the abbreviation TB, 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 también, also. Next, we have, well, so in Spanish, besos, besos. In English, it means kisses. So yeah, when you're saying like goodbye to someone, like it's a very common way to end a conversation. You could write, so yeah, you take the B and the S, B, S. So yeah, I know that in English it can mean a completely different thing, but no, in Spanish it's kisses. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you, come up with this. B, S, B, S. And we sometimes also write B, S, S. So we take also the final S, B, S, S. B, S, S. Like, well, we could also like think of it as like beso, so the singular form kiss, and BSS, besos, kisses, the plural form. So yeah, and to finish like this set, we have, so weekend. Weekend in Spanish is fin de semana, fin de semana, fin de semana. But in spoken Spanish, we say a lot fin de, fin de. So fin de means fin de semana, weekend. So in written Spanish, what we do is write fin and then a d, a de, because the sound for de in Spanish is de, right? So we don't need to write the final e. Like already we can infer that from the d alone. So yeah, that's a way of writing weekend in an abbreviated form in Spanish. So yeah, we've seen all of this, and now for the last set of words we have some words in which we change a syllable or some letters for either numbers or symbols. So here we have the word, well, in Spanish, siempre. Siempre. Siempre means always, always. I don't know if you, well, remember from our lesson, like where we study like the numbers and everything, but 100 in Spanish is cien, cien. So what we do is substitute this cien for cien, cien. So we are left with siempre. To be honest, like, the original word is with an S, but then 100, cien, starts with a C, so the sound is different. Like, we associate like saying the sound C instead of the S sound with like living in a small town, and like city people wouldn't really like say siempre instead of siempre. So yeah, for me it doesn't sound really great, but yeah, I don't know, keep that in mind. But I mean, it's in written Spanish that we are doing that, so it doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, we have here the next example for saludos, saludos. So saludos is greetings. So if you remember, number 2, dos in Spanish. So we just substitute this final dos for a 2. Salud, 2. Saludos. Saludos. That's greetings. Then we have some examples in which we just substitute a word for a symbol. We have here for whatever. In Spanish, it would be me da igual. Me da igual. And igual means the equal. Equal. For here. So we can substitute this igual for the symbol like equal. Me da, the symbol, me da igual. And similar to that, we have our last example here for more or less. In Spanish, it could be más o menos. Más o menos. So we just substitute the más for a plus sign, o, and menos for a minus sign. Plus o minus, más o menos. I hope that it makes sense. So these were all the examples that I wanted to give you. I hope that now you can understand a bit better, like what is written here in this box. If you know how that would be, how we could write this in proper Spanish, you can leave that on the comments below. But yeah, I hope that you found this lesson interesting, and I hope that, well, I wouldn't really recommend you to start like writing like this, but I mean, I hope that if you come across like these words, you can now understand them, right? So yeah, before leaving you today, I wanted to remind you again that we have prepared all these PDF cheat sheets concerning like a lot of different topics, so you can keep learning vocabulary, useful phrases throughout all the week. So in that way, you are not only with me here once a week on Thursdays, you are also studying Spanish during all the rest of the week. You know that it's very important to really learn a language to practice daily. So yeah, you just need to click on the link on the description below and sign up for a free lifetime account, and you'll have access to all of this. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. And I hope to see you next week. Next week is 27th of June. We have a very special lesson. We are gonna cover the topic how to learn Spanish in 6 months. So we are gonna give you some tips on how to propel your Spanish learning and learn more fast the language. So I hope that you're looking forward to that. I hope you have a great day today. And thank you everyone very much for joining me here today. So, yeah, see you and yeah, have a great day. Hasta luego. Thank you.